Do you ever feel like you're being watched? Like some distant, cold gaze is fixed on you from the shadows? What if those whispers in your head, that nagging hum, were more than just your imagination? Today, we're diving headfirst into a chilling tale that blends the unknown with the unimaginable. A story of two friends drawn to an abandoned field by a mysterious light from the sky. And what they find is far from human. Prepare yourself for a mind-bending descent into terror, where reflections lie, memories betray, and reality shatters into something unrecognizable. This isn't just another alien encounter. This is a fight for sanity, for survival, and for the very fabric of who you are. Stay tuned as we unravel the harrowing experience of Kevin and Amy and explore the dark truths hidden behind the blinding light. And trust me, after this, you'll never look at the night sky the same way again. Welcome to the Twisted Nightmares Chronicles, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary and the extraordinary becomes horrifying. The endless drumming in Kevin's head grew louder, each beat like a warning he couldn't ignore. He crouched with Amy in the abandoned field, frost clinging to the overgrown grass, their breaths forming trembling clouds in the frigid air. The pulsating light descending from the sky painted their faces in flickering shades of blue and white. "Kevin," Amy whispered, her voice barely audible over the low, bone-rattling hum. She clutched his arm so tightly he could feel her nails digging into his skin. "We shouldn't be here." Before Kevin could respond, the glowing object landed, not with a crash or roar, but in absolute silence. The vibration now coursed through their bodies as if the earth itself was shivering. From the light, a shadow emerged. The figure was impossibly tall and unnaturally thin, its movements fluid, yet wrong, like a marionette controlled by invisible strings. Its face, if it could even be called that, was smooth, featureless, and eerily reflective, absorbing the light around it. "Stay behind me," Kevin muttered, his voice shaking as he shielded Amy with his body. But the creature moved with horrifying precision, its head tilted sharply, as though hearing a sound only it could perceive. Then, its spindly arm rose and pointed directly at them. The air grew colder, biting and metallic, and the light intensified, bathing everything in an otherworldly glow. "What do you want?" Kevin shouted, his voice cracking as he tried to summon courage. The creature gave no answer. Instead, the ground beneath their feet cracked with a sound like thunder, glowing fissures spreading out in jagged patterns. Amy gasped, collapsing to her knees, clutching her head as if it might split apart. "They're in my mind, Kevin," she screamed, her voice raw with terror. "I can hear them." Kevin dropped beside her, gripping her shoulders. "Amy, look at me. Fight it. You're stronger than this." But her eyes rolled back, and she whispered in a voice that wasn't hers, layered with alien tones, "They are already here." From the cracks in the earth, more figures emerged, smaller, hunched beings with grotesque, twitching movements and hollow eyes that burned with a malevolent glow. They surrounded Kevin and Amy, their presence suffocating. Kevin's instincts screamed at him to run, but his feet felt rooted to the spot. He tried to pull Amy up, but an invisible force slammed him backward, pinning him to the frozen ground. He struggled, gasping as the tall figure loomed over him. Its face began to shift, contorting, melting like molten wax, until it settled into a grotesque parody of his own features. Kevin's breath hitched as he stared into his own twisted reflection. "You called us," the creature said, its voice deep and resonant, like the rumble of an earthquake. "No," Kevin stammered, shaking his head violently. "I didn't." I don't even know what you are." But as the creature spoke, memories Kevin had buried deep began to surface. The strange lights he'd seen as a child, the night his father disappeared without a trace, the recurring dreams of being watched from the shadows. "You belong to us," the creature intoned, its voice fracturing into overlapping tones. "You always have." Amy suddenly rose to her feet. Her movements were stiff, her head tilting unnaturally to one side. When she turned to face Kevin, her eyes glowed the same unearthly blue as the light, and her lips curled into a lifeless smile. "Kevin," she said, her voice hollow and layered with another, "it's time to come home." "No," Kevin whispered, crawling backward. "You're not Amy." The beings closed in, their shadows stretching impossibly long, merging with the light until it became blinding. Kevin screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the oppressive hum that filled his ears. Kevin woke with a start, drenched in sweat. Sunlight streamed through his bedroom window, and the sound of birdsong filtered in from outside. His heart raced as he looked around, disoriented. "Amy?" he called out, his voice shaky. The house was silent, too silent. He reached for his phone on the nightstand. There was a text from Amy. "Where are you?" "I can't find you." Kevin frowned, his fingers trembling as he typed back, "I'm home." "What do you mean?" The reply came almost instantly. "You're not home, Kevin. You never came back." A chill ran down his spine. He stumbled out of bed and ran to the hallway mirror, needing to see himself, to confirm he was real. What stared back at him wasn't his reflection. The figure in the mirror had glowing blue eyes, and that same lifeless smile. Behind him, the faint hum began to build again, growing louder and louder until it was deafening. The mirror rippled like liquid, and the reflection lunged forward, grabbing him by the shoulders. Kevin's screams were cut off as he was pulled into the mirror. The glass settled, leaving no trace of him behind. Far away, in the abandoned field, the strange ship ascended into the sky, its pulsating light fading until it disappeared completely. The field was left empty and silent, save for the faint crackle of frost underfoot. But if you stood there long enough, you might hear it, the faint, desperate echoes of two voices trapped somewhere beyond the veil of reality. And if you dared to look up at the night sky, you might catch a glimpse of the light, waiting and watching. Because they are always watching. And so, the tale ends where it began, in shadows, whispers, and the unnerving hum of something beyond our understanding. Kevin and Amy may be gone, but their story lingers, a chilling reminder that the unknown doesn't just watch. It calls to us, pulling at the edges of our reality. What do you think really happened? Was it all in Kevin's mind? Or did he stumble upon something far more sinister? Something waiting for its next victim? Share your theories in the comments below, because this story might not be as fictional as it seems. If this sent chills down your spine and made you think twice about looking into a mirror or staring at the night sky, hit that like button and subscribe for more unsettling stories just like this one. Remember, every like and comment helps us uncover more tales from the dark corners of existence. This has been another journey into the unknown with the Twisted Nightmares Chronicles. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay curious, and above all, stay twisted.